So pretty much everyone already knows that Kirito, the main protagonist of Sword Art Online, is a Gary Stu, which is the male version of a Mary Sue. But what about the other characters in Sword Art Online? Are they also Mary Sues or Gary Stews?
Time to find out.
I thought that it would be fitting to start with the other main protagonist of Sword Art Online, Asuna Yuki. First of all, we need to know what a Mary Sue is. A Mary Sue is an idealized and seemingly perfect fictional character. Typically, this character is recognized as an author insert or wish fulfillment. It can usually perform better at tasks than should be possible given the amount of training or experience. Other traits of a Mary Sue include bending the rules of the story. Does that sound like Asuna? Yes, it does. Here's a few reasons why Asuna is indeed a Mary Sue. Number 1. Author. At SakuraCon 2013, Reki Kawahara, the author of Sword Art Online, has admitted that he created the character of Asuna a little too perfectly, and when teamed up with Kirito, there were hardly any problems the two as a pair could not overcome. That's why he had to separate Kirito and Asuna during the fairy dance arc. So there you go, the creator of Sword Art Online even agrees that Asuna is way too overpowered. You really can't argue with that or come up with any other excuses. Asuna is such a Mary Sue that Reki Kawahara had to make her a damsel in distress during the fairy dance arc just to balance everything out, because he wrote himself into a corner and had nowhere else to go with the character. Number 2. Perfect. Asuna literally has no flaws. She never loses a battle and she's better at everything than most, if not all, the other players. For example, how would Asuna have time to train her cooking skill and max it out when she's a full-time floor clearer and she's always fighting on the front lines? Not to mention that Asuna is the vice commander of the Knights of the Blood Oath, one of the best guilds in Sword Art Online. She shouldn't be able to have time to train cooking when she's so busy doing other stuff. Furthermore, Asuna is pretty much the only strong female character in the entire game of Sword Art Online. Looking back, there were no other female characters during any of the floor boss fights in Sword Art Online. We literally never see Asuna training at all, and somehow she becomes so high level, only second to Kirito. Remember, this is the same girl who's never played an MMORPG before, and didn't even know where to look on the interface to see her party member's name. How do you go from zero to hero that quickly without any training or previous experience? It makes sense for Kirito because he was a beta tester, and he had tons of experience playing other MMORPGs. But how would Asuna become one of the best players in the game when she has no prior knowledge or experience of other MMORPGs? Are the other players in Sword Art Online besides Kirito really that bad at the game or something? No, it's because Asuna is a Mary Sue. Asuna has her own harem, and every guy is head over heels for her. In fact, the fairy dance arc was literally about Kirito and Nobuyuki Sugo fighting over Asuna's love. During the fairy dance arc, Asuna hacked the system console, and was almost about to log out the other 300 or so trapped players in Alfheim Online. How does Asuna know how to hack the game from inside the game? It was already not very believable when Kirito did it, and the anime showed that he was somewhat familiar with computers. So the only explanation here is that Asuna is a Mary Sue. She shouldn't know how to do this impossible task. And don't even get me started on the War of Underworld sub-arc. Asuna has a special overpowered goddess account, and she can easily defeat hundreds of players at once without much effort. Asuna can heal herself whenever she gets injured, and is never once anywhere close to dying. Moreover, Asuna is indeed a self-insert and wish fulfillment character. Asuna's Japanese voice actor Haruka Tamatsu even said that Asuna is the type of woman she wanted to become, and she's always admired Asuna. Reki Kawahara also explained that he created the characters of Kirito and Asuna from the wish to become one of the top players that he could not be when he was playing MMORPGs. Reki Kawahara was always a mid-level player, and he envied the higher level players, their equipment and their reputation. In other words, Kirito and Asuna are both self-insert and wish fulfillment characters for Reki Kawahara. Number 3. Game Breaker. Asuna broke the game of Sword Art Online through sheer force of will. She was paralyzed by Kayaba Akihiko, but she was able to break her paralysis and save Kirito in the nick of time. She didn't use an item to break the paralysis, and the paralysis didn't wear off. Asuna broke the paralysis through the power of love. As mentioned before, other traits of a Mary Sue include bending the rules of the story. That's what Asuna did in this scene. She bent the rules of the story, and she shouldn't have been able to break her paralysis. And don't give me the whole incarnation excuse. That was totally a retcon and thought of after the fact. Reki Kawahara didn't even start writing the Alicization arc until several years after the Aincrad arc. The actual reason why Asuna broke her paralysis is because she's a Mary Sue. So yeah, as you can see, the evidence strongly suggests that Asuna is in fact a Mary Sue, and the author of Sword Art Online himself pretty much admitted it as well. What do you think? Do you believe that Asuna is a Mary Sue? Why or why not? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Which Sword Art Online character should I analyze next? Leave a suggestion down below. I'll definitely do the most requested character. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.